Hello and welcome to another episode of Reworked. I'm Dave, and today's video is a quick change out of the thermostat and a lower radiator hose because the old one split, and then a brief discussion of the coolant loop. I've seen people on 2002fact.com in old posts asking what direction the coolant flows, what is the purpose of the splitter, and looking at which direction water flows through the thermostat, when is the thermostat closed, etc. So just going to do a brief overview of the coolant loop, how to install the thermostat, make sure that you install it in the correct orientation, which is the bent end of it goes to the line that goes directly to the splitter, middle goes to the water pump, lower goes to the lower radiator hose. All right, with that, let's go ahead and get started with installing the new thermostat. So I have been fighting with engine temperature problems now for a few weeks, where I had a leak in the radiator in this corner that I fixed, and then I took out the old thermostat and found that part of its seal was hanging out the side, and it was filled with a lot of rusty looking sludge, which I assume is partially minerals from water, assuming somebody didn't use distilled water on it. And I bought this replacement thermostat, and it's not a BMW brand, it's Vernay, France. Not sure if that's the brand or just where it was built, but you can see the way these thermostats go. They've got an upper pipe, a middle pipe, and a lower pipe. So the middle pipe goes to this middle hose, and that goes to the intake of the water pump. The upper pipe carries water directly from what they call the splitter coming out of the head, and so water comes from the head, hot water coming out of the engine, and it comes down here, and when the engine's cold, as this thermostat is cold now, it sends the water directly from the head back into the water pump. One thing I should note is saying open or closed on this thermostat is kind of meaningless, because one of the two paths is always open. When it's cold, the top is open, so water coming straight from the head to the splitter goes through the top open valve and into the water pump intake, and then when it reaches 80 degrees centigrade and the valve moves, then the top is closed and the lower is opened. So when I say in the video that the thermostat is open or closed, I really should say which direction I'm talking about. Now you can see here with it cold, with a flashlight pointed in the water pump side of the pipe, you can see a lot of light through the top. The valve is totally open, and then turning it around, no light coming through, valve is totally closed on the radiator loop side. So here we can see that the thermostat is open. Light coming in from the top, you see all that light above the disc. So as the thermostat heats up, that will go up and open the bottom portion here. And so for a while, when it's in transition, some water will be coming from the splitter and going out to the water pump. Some water will be coming from the radiator and going to the water pump. Eventually, when it's moved fully, this will be closed and all the water will be coming through the radiator. So here's the other path from the splitter. Here's the splitter. Here's the path that goes straight to the upper part of the thermostat and straight to the water pump when it's cold. Here's the path that takes it into the top of the radiator, and then cooled water from the radiator comes in here at the bottom radiator hose. And when this is installed, it then takes that cooler water and sends it straight into the water pump inlet. So if you happen to install the thermostat upside down, which is awkward but doable, then you will always be stuck in cold engine because the water will always come from the radiator. So it goes in like this. Bent tube goes to the splitter, middle tube goes to the water pump inlet, lower tube goes to the lower radiator hose. And you can see back here, oops, inlet to the heater core, outlet from the heater core. The outlet from the heater core comes into the intake manifold and then comes out this hose from the intake manifold into the back of the splitter. Here's the splitter. This is your water temperature sensor, and here's the splitter of water going to the radiator, water coming straight down here. So when the water goes to the radiator, until the thermostat opens, it essentially goes through the radiator, or would try to pressure-wise, and then it'd just be blocked off at the thermostat. Once the thermostat opens, the water path will be splitter, top of radiator, bottom of radiator, out here into the water pump. So even though I fixed my radiator for the leak, and I flushed the system, the radiator repair shop flushed a lot of that red, muddish looking gunk out of the radiator. I pulled a bunch of it out of the bottom of the old thermostat, and I'll show a picture of that. And even with having done all that with this thermostat, which is supposed to be a regular 80 degrees Celsius thermostat, the engine will not come up to normal operating temperature. So I bit the bullet and bought an OEM BMW part from the dealership, which I think costs about $110. I think I got a discount and got it at like $97. So I'm going to install that here and fill it back up with coolant and see if the car will get up to operating temperature now. Alright, put the new thermostat in here with the bent end to the top, to the splitter. And then I should have put this one on outside before I put it on the lower end on the thermostat, on the radiator. So that one's as far as it's going to go. Bring the just clamp up. Tighten that later. So get that one out of the way. Okay, got the middle snugged up. And hose clamp is pointing straight up, so I'll just get it with a screwdriver. Okay, now the top. Top's easy, it has lots of slack. Alright, it's snugged down. And it's hose clamp is pointing up, easy to get to. Tighten everything down. Alright, got all three hoses connected. Hose clamps tightened down, have it in the right orientation. So now I'll fill it with coolant, and we'll start it up and see if we have any leaks. Now I just use regular Prestone premix, so don't have to add any distilled water. This car is older than the type of BMWs that need the blue coolant. So this is going to take the full gallon and maybe more. Okay, another little spill. So we're at about 1.5 gallons right now. Alright, so this is an open loop system, no expansion tank, just a dump there to the outside. But you can get bubbles in it. It should bleed itself naturally through this. But one way to try to get rid of bubbles is to squeeze all the pipes, all the hoses, and essentially pump coolant by hand, and you'll get some bubbles out. Other people say let it idle on a incline with the nose up. That's common advice to all BMWs. So I'm going to start this up, get the water pump to pump through the system, see if I have to add any more. Alright, no leaks, but it's not taking anymore, it's not lowering. But also no leaks down here at the new thermostat or the new hose to the lower radiator connection. So I think we're good. So I'm going to open the garage door so I don't asphyxiate myself. I'm going to let it idle and see if it ever gets up to temperature with this thermostat. So here's what the temperature gauge is reading with the new thermostat installed. About the same maximum temperature that I got with the previous thermostat. Well, with the new thermostat, the temperature gauge doesn't get any closer to the middle normal part of the range than it did with this thermostat. So I'll call this thermostat good, clean it, put it back in the parts cabinet. Since the car still won't come up to temperature on the gauge on the dash, I'm going to check the temperature with an infrared thermometer. So I'll look at the side of the thermostat and then look at the splitter and see what temperature the water actually is. I'm not sure if my car is running cold or just not showing temperature correct on the dash. I do know that when the temperature gauge on the dash fails due to a bad ground, it fails to showing overheat. So it's not a ground problem, but I guess I could also switch a sensor out from another parts car. So with that, the car is at least usable, drivable, runs a little cold. Heater doesn't put out as much heat as one would like, and it's really cold right now. You can probably see my breath here on camera, but it's good and it's usable. And I fixed in replacing the thermostat, I replaced this split lower radiator hose. It was split right up at where the hose clamp grabbed it. Luckily, when I saw it leaking, I was able to adjust the hose clamp over the leak in order to drive it back up here to work on it. So at least I didn't have to get a tow. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. I'd appreciate it if you'd like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you in the next video.